Good morning. Welcome back to Bookeemonsters. My name is PK. It is Monday again. It is Monday, February the 2nd, Groundhog's Day. Hope you're having a good day. Hope you had a good weekend. Quick announcements. I don't have any sprints tonight. I don't do them on Monday night. Our next sprints are tomorrow night, Tuesday night at 8 p.m. Eastern. We do them every Tuesday and Thursday evening and Saturday afternoons. Today being Monday, we will look at the cozy mysteries being published this week. Let's look. First up, High Roller by S.E. Biglow, 9th in the Brookhaven Cozy Mysteries. Magic's a gamble. Darcy can hardly believe it's been 2 years since she uprooted her life and settled in the supernatural town of Brookhaven. A full-fledged witch in her own right, she's delighted to have found her place in the world. Too bad her and Maggie's penchant for solving magical mysteries has made its way beyond the town's borders. Just as Darcy and her friends are about to celebrate the anniversary of her arrival, an unexpected face from Maggie's past resurfaces. Her wayward brother has come looking for help with his sizable gambling debt. He begs for Maggie's help in rescuing his new wife and baby from the clutches of an online gambling syndicate. Not willing to let her girlfriend fall back into dangerous habits, Darcy resolves to use whatever magic is necessary to find the kidnapping victims and free Maggie's family from the specter of the faceless goons. But the deeper Maggie goes into the world of online high-stakes gambling, the more Darcy worries that all the magic in the world won't be enough to beat the house. The Surly Secretary by D.S. Lang, 8th in the Doro Banyan Cozy Historical Mysteries. College librarian, let's see, did I say it was 8th? It's 8th. College librarian Doro Banyan's dream job turns into a nightmare when her surly new secretary is found shot soon after their heated confrontation. Suspended and suspected, Doro needs a miracle. A miracle comes in the form of her fiancé, Ev, now back from the Prohibition Bureau and investigating a bootlegging ring with ties to the victim and other members of the campus community. Eager to clear her name, Doro goes undercover with Ev as his mall, navigating the treacherous world of bootlegging and speakeasies in Depression-era America proves perilous. Ev puts everything on the line to protect Doro, but she shows her pluck when their real identities are leaked. Ferret's Forgery and Flapjacks by M.K. Scott, 6th in the Tenacious Librarian series. Join Tenny and Blue as they navigate a whimsical world filled with eccentric town characters, misadventures, and a race against time that will test their friendship and wits. Will their love for their town and a penchant for problem solving be enough to unravel the mystery before it's too late? There you go, short and sweet. Do you care what it's about? No, because you've read the other books, and you know. Silk and Silence by J.A. Whiting, 2nd in the Snow Creek Mystery Series. When textile restorer and sewing shop owner Haley Coleman examines an antique quilt, her paranormal gift reveals something terrifying. Woven through the intricate stitching is evidence of murder. It's called Blood. The quilt's creator, beloved quilter Margot Sterling, recently died in what appears to be an accidental fall, but Haley suspects Margot was preserving proof of decades-old crime. As Haley investigates, she uncovers connections to Georgia Ross, a talented high school student murdered 3 decades ago in the coastal town of Snow Creek, Massachusetts. The cold case was never solved, and someone just desperately wants it to stay that way. With help from her best friend Kelsey and Detective Jay Hollis, Haley interviews former classmates and teachers, uncovering old jealousies, hidden relationships, and dangerous secrets. But threatening messages escalate to violence, and Haley realizes she's hunting a killer who won't hesitate to kill again. As the truth buried in Margot's quilt begins to surface, Haley must identify the murderer before she becomes the next victim. Because in Snow Creek, some threads are too dangerous to pull, and some secrets refuse to stay hidden. End of that row. Good morning, Elena. How are you doing? And she says, I'm good. Oh, good to hear. Murder at the Duomo by T.A. Williams, 14th in the Armstrong and Oscar Cozy Mystery Series. Even angels can have a dark side, ... As the sticky heat of August settles over Florence, Dan Armstrong is ready for a well-earned break, sightseeing with fiancée Anna, daughter Tricia, and her fiancé Sean. But when a British man is found dead inside the city's magnificent Duomo, Dan's plans quickly change. The victim, Tristan Angel, is a super-wealthy arms dealer with a saintly name and a devilish reputation. But what was he doing in the cathedral, and who decided to make it his final confession? As Angel's opulent villa in the hills of Fiesole, Dan and Commissario Virgilio encounter a colorful cast of suspects, each one hiding secrets and none too eager to talk. As tempers rise and the heat outside grows ever more intense, Dan and his four-legged sidekick, Oscar, must sniff out the truth before the killer strikes again. The Only Witch in the Sea by Lily Harper Hart, 13th in the Witch on the Rocks Cozy Mystery Series. Shifter politics have never been Grey Hunter's thing. Now he has no choice but to embrace them because representatives of almost every shifter pack in the state of Florida, that's wolves, alligators, snakes, and sharks for the curious, are gathering in the Everglades to talk about the future of pack politics. Grey only wants to form a council for his former pack, then walk away. He just needs to survive 1 week to make it happen, or so he hopes. He won't be embarking on the biggest adventure of his life alone. Haley Waverly knows nothing about pack politics. She's gung-ho to help her fiancé, however, so when Gray suggests she tag along, she's more than happy to offer her emotional and magical support. The only problem is nobody wants a witch involved with pack business. When the wife of one of the pack elders shows up dead, Haley and Gray have an even bigger problem to deal with. If one pack is responsible for the death of a member of another, it means war. If somebody within the pack killed her, then it's a different sort of battle entirely. All Haley wants is for Gray to get the peace he deserves. That might not be in the cards. Pack antics, murder, and past alliances are about to collide in fiery fashion. Who will live to tell the tale? Murder in the Reading Room by Con Lahane, 6th in the 42nd Street Library Mysteries. Raymond Ambler, a crime fiction curator at New York City's prestigious 42nd Street Library, doesn't consider it a big deal when he misses a call from visiting Professor Robin Cartwright until she turns up dead in a hotel room. Who killed the quiet academic and why? Ambler feels duty-bound to find the culprit, and not just because the police half suspect he's guilty of the crime. It wasn't just Professor Cartwright's phone call he missed, but any sign she was in danger. Robin was researching accidental deaths she believed were murders. Could her work have gotten her killed? Soon Ambler's knee-deep in suspects, including a shady ex-husband, a slippery pastor, and at least one of his own colleagues. But the clock is ticking. If he doesn't catch a ruthless killer soon, it won't just be his own life in danger, but those of his partner and newborn child. Murder on the Cricket Green by Catherine Coles. Westlam Village, May 1948. The villagers of Westlam are excited for the first village cricket match since the end of the war, but Martha more pressing concerns, namely the sudden reappearance of her husband Stan, missing for 2 years and acting as though nothing has happened. Martha doesn't know what to feel, especially now that his return threatens her growing fondness for the kind-hearted village vicar Luke. Yet she's not the only one unsettled by Stan's return. As the match begins and the crowd cheers, Stan suddenly collapses, dead before he hits the ground, and all eyes turn to Martha. To clear her name, she must uncover the truth about Stan's missing years and his sudden reappearance. But in a village this small, everyone has something to hide. Will Martha's amateur sleuthing find the real killer, or will she pay the price for someone else's deadly deed? Let the investigation commence. End of that road. Madame Pompette cracks the case. 6th in the Madame Pompette Tea Shop series by Libby Castle. 6th. 40 years ago, Janie Stone was found beaten to death in a field outside St. Luke's-upon-the-Water. The only suspect, her close-knit group of friends known as the Six. But no arrest was ever made, and the case went cold. As autumn settles over the village, Charlotte Pompette, ex-circus fortune-teller and current tea shop owner, is looking forward to cozy evenings by the fire with good books, tarot purring in her lap, and endless cups of tea. A 40-year-old murder mystery is the last thing on her mind. Until Rosie's unpredictable grandmother is revealed to be one of the Six, that is. Suddenly dragged into investigating a cold case she never asked for, Charlie finds herself going undercover at the local school reunion, posing as a fortune teller to use her old cold reading skills on the aging suspects. But when a fresh body turns up, the investigation takes a dangerous turn. With 2 murders now connected to the Six, Charlie must unravel decades of buried secrets. As the past and present collide and Charlie races toward a deadly confrontation, will Charlie's newfound village family be able to save her in time? Which is the lamest excuse ever? 52nd in series, which PI Mysteries. Adele Abbott is the author. Who has discovered Flatley's true identity, and will Jill be able to protect him? Jill is also determined to find out what happened in Middle Tweaking that eventually led to Myrtle Turtle's untimely demise. Meanwhile, at the office, Winky has a new friend, but Jill is convinced that he might not be what he seems to be. And that is it. Tessa Ora has a new one, Murder Beneath the Ice, 8th in the Maggie Wright Cozy Mystery Series. Maggie. Harper and Maggie head to Cedar Falls Lodge when a guest, Clara Jennings, vanishes without a trace. No footprints, no struggle, nothing but a burned note in her cabin and a storm bearing the truth. With Biscuit, Maggie's loyal pit bull sidekick, leading them through the drifts, they uncover something darker. Clara's clues point to Lily Dre, a teen who disappeared there decades ago, and to someone at the lodge determined to keep both stories buried. Everyone has a reason to lie. Lucas Jennings, the husband afraid of what Clara learned. Ruth Alden, the manager whose past intertwines with Lily's. Tamsin Hale, the travel writer digging into cold cases. Lodge staff who knows more than they'll say. And the Shadow, always watching from the woods. Someone silenced Lily, and if she fails to expose the truth, Clara won't be the killer's only target. The next body beneath the ice might be Maggie's. Broken Hearts and Strawberry Tarts by Rachel Beatty, 5th in a Slice of Life Cozy Mysteries. With the most romantic time of the year approaching, everyone in West Haven seems to have love on their mind, all except for Veronica Swan's latest client. Instead of solving cases and winning accolades, it turns out the bread and butter of life as a private investigator involves running around the clock surveillance on untrustworthy husbands. But a detective's instincts never die, and Veronica is soon noticing suspicious activity all over town. Unwittingly stumbling into an unexpected crime scene lands Veronica right in the middle of an active investigation and at odds with Sheriff Seth Foster, risking their burgeoning romance before it even properly begins. Can Veronica solve a murder and solve her case without destroying her love life in the process? That's a lot to happen in 124 pages. End of that row. The Richards File by Diana Zarissa, 18th in the Aunt Bessie Cold Case Mysteries. Andrew still isn't fully recovered from his surgery, but he's determined to hold the next cold case meeting anyway. While he's spending much of his time sleeping, Bessie takes some time to help Helen look for the perfect office space and home on the island. Helen's estate agent, though, has something besides properties that she wants to discuss with Bessie. Noreen's younger sister Nicole is missing, and the police aren't really interested in looking for an adult who left the island voluntarily to meet a man in the U.S. Bessie does her best to find people to help, but what she really needs is a friend in Dallas, Texas. Meanwhile, the members of the cold case unit find themselves struggling with a case where no one seems to have had a motive. Georgina Richards had some secrets, but working out which of the suspects knew about them proves difficult. Bessie is determined to find Nicole, identify Georgina's killer, and get Andrew back on his feet in this latest installment of the series. Last one. Heartstrings and Hijinks by Greta Sinclair, 6th in the Hattie and Moose Cozy Mysteries. Hattie Leaper is ready to dazzle with her 3 talented companions, Grumpy Chow Chow Moose, Feisty Yorkie Minnie Pearl, and suave British Shorthair Cecil. Together with her best friend Gracie and Detective Bo Beckett quietly monitoring the action, Hattie is set to compete in the first ever Valentine Heartstrings Showdown, where celebrities and their pets perform in perfect harmony. But the glittering glamour turns to panic when Sir Bentley of Belcourt, a prize-winning schnauzer, vanishes, along with a rare pink diamond on his collar. With the venue locked down by a security malfunction, Hattie must follow paw prints, unravel backstage intrigues, and expose a cunning thief before Bentley or the jewel is lost for good. Then blurbage. Bonus recipes included. Alright, that is it, surprisingly. If we get through all the crime fiction and thrillers on Wednesday, I will probably cancel the Friday morning show. I don't want to waste your time if there's nothing to look at. But these are the cozy mysteries so far that they are saying is publishing this week. Well, good morning, Mary. I know, don't faint. I'm here. I hope you are feeling well. Feeling much better, but have been iced in for the last 9 days. Oh my, yeah. The weather's been flip-flopped. We're in the 50s and maybe even 60s this week. Just bizarre. Not complaining. It's just bizarre for February in Montana. And you guys have all the snow and ice. It's just crazy. Well, that is it for today. Mary, side note, I don't know if you were there or saw that Randy had her online baby shower Saturday, if you want to watch that one. Okay, so again, if there aren't any books to look at on Friday, I will just cancel that one, and I'll post that it was canceled or not. Otherwise, I don't have any sprints tonight. Our next sprints are tomorrow night, Tuesday night at 8 p.m. Eastern. We do Tuesday and Thursday evenings and Saturday afternoons. Wednesday is the crime fiction and thrillers. Hope you have a good Monday. Ours is probably going to be busy. It's going to run late. Our salesperson turned in notice, so now we're doing interviews. So one interviewee couldn't meet with us until after 6 o'clock tonight, being a FedEx driver. So we will accommodate that. Mary says, hope everyone has a great week. You too, sweetie. I'm so glad to see you and that you're feeling better. Alrighty, have a good Monday. And as the banner says, don't be a bookworm, be a bookie monster. Nom nom nom. Have a good day and God bless.